I want to go through just a few housekeeping items before we begin. My name's Kelsey. I'm going to be taking you through how to create landing pages or squeeze pages today. If you have any questions at all, the best place to type them is in that chat box. On the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to see a section that says chat box. Good morning, Annette, Lindsay, and Lisa. And if I can have you all just drop a line in there saying hello or good morning or I can hear you. That would be awesome. Then I know a couple things. One, my sound is working, and I also know that you know how that chat box works. So that helps me out immensely. And we're going to be going, good morning, Mike. Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, Moya and Brad and Albert, Andrew. Glad to have you here. So we're going to go through how to create landing pages on your website today. And then there's a couple things we're going to go through. One, how do you create your own content and make it a page that people have to register for? Two, if you want to include, good morning, David, hello. If you want to include a downloadable PDF, yes, you can do that. And then how do you do that? And then three, what if you want to just embed a registration form within the page? How do you do that so that people, once they get to their page, your page, they can also just register there? So without further ado, we are going to begin. So once you're on your website, you're going to log all the way to the bottom of the screen. And when you do that, you're going to see a section that says IQ Web Login. And when you click IQ Web Login, it's going to ask for your username and password. And when you put that in, it's going to enter into edit mode. And you know that you're in edit mode because that top black bar that you get shows that you are indeed in edit mode. Good morning, Mildred. And where we're going to spend all of our time today is underneath this Pages form. So when I click on that Pages link at the top, I get a pop-out that says Page Manager. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new page. Now, how many office administrators do I have on the line? So if you are an office staff person, awesome. Okay, so there's a couple of you. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to show you a couple tricks to make these available to all your agents as well if you're doing these. So at the top, we have standard page templates. And as you scroll down, there's something called dynamic page templates. So dynamic page templates mean that they are pulling from information either within your IQ office or from within your MLS. So listings areas and areas 2 are all pulling from MLS. Agents are pulling from your realistic IQ. So Lindsay and Annette, if you want to make a page, a dynamic page with certain agents, you can do that. Showcase, luxury, kiosk templates. So there's some other templates in there for listings. At the top, these page templates are static pages. And what that means is it doesn't matter what updates in the MLS, the information on these pages stays the same until you go in and you edit it. So we're going to do a couple types of pages today. The first one I'm going to do, I'm just going to choose template 5, and we're going to click next. When we do that, we get to the edit screen for the page, and the first thing it does is it asks for your page name. So maybe this is my preferred vendors. And the title is helping you move now. And then on the right-hand side, it says registration. And this you choose yes or no. The moment you click yes, that means that it is a landing page or a squeeze page, because before anybody can see any of the information on that page, they're going to be prompted to fill out a registration form. Now, there's 3 types of registration. You can nag, you can offer, or you can force. And this is the difference in the two. Nagging is like when we all lived at home with our parents and they walked by our room, and every time they walked by their room, they said, hey, will you pick up your socks? Hey, will you pick up your socks? Hey, will you pick up your socks? That's a nag. So it says, hey, the user, every blank time is going to be asked to fill out a form. You choose that. So are they going to choose to be asked every time, every other time, every third time? You set that option. You also can offer. If you offer, it means, hey, when they come to my page, I want you to offer it. If they click past it, no big deal. But after that, it's not going to ask them to register again. And then there's a force. And that means that, hey, the user is prompted to fill out a form after this visit. So if you say, hey, after the second visit, they are prompted to fill out a form, and every time after that, they also have to fill out that form. Now, if that is what you're using and the same user comes back, so if Annette sets up the page and Lindsay goes to that page and fills out the form, and then she goes back again and she fills out that form again, it is not going to create multiple leads. It's going to file all that information into that first form as it goes. So the first time it will create a lead, Annette will accept that lead, and then afterwards, Annette will just get a notification that says, current user has registered on this page again. So those are the 3 types of registration. I personally like the nagging option, and I like to do it every time. Hey, they're prompted. You also can choose to do only with pay-per-click. So the system's smart enough to know when, hey, you've got a pay-per-click ad going. Any questions there about how to set up your registration requirements? If you don't have any questions, if you can just type an N or a no in that chat box, then I know that you're shaking your heads like, hey, we're good to go. Perfect. Awesome. So below that, there's a section for meta tags, and a meta tag is the data, the bullet point list of what your page is about. You can add that data now, or you can add it later. And you can also choose to add it to a menu here or not. Now for Annette and Lisa, you're going to see another option in here that says make this page available to everyone, yes or no. And if you want it to be a page as an office staff member that anyone in your office can access and utilize, you're going to type yes underneath that. And I'm going to show you what that looks like afterwards so you can see it. And then I'm going to click yes. Okay. And now that page is automatically populating. Oh, good question, Jane. So Jane asked, what's a lead source? It's automatically going to default to 1 right here where it says yes. Thank you, Jane. It says lead source. So this is, hey, when you get the text that says that there's a lead, what are you going to choose from your company's source so that you know where it's coming from? So then it's going to say, hey, Jane, you have a new website contact form when someone enters that in. No, it is not optional. You just choose, so just so y'all, if you're not looking at the chat box, so Jane asked what a lead source was and if it was automatically filled in and if it's optional. It is not optional. You have to choose a lead source so that the system knows how to file that lead into your system. It automatically will choose the first one in the list, but you can change the lead source. And you just need to pick one out of the list, and then it will filter into your IQ office. Thanks for asking that question, Jane. Great question. So now we're in the edit screen. And once I click that white edit page, I can go in and I can edit all of this context. So I can type in my vendor list here. I might say like, here's my home inspector. here's my bank, my lenders, here's my contractors, et cetera, et cetera. So I type that all in this box. I also, Albert, I'm going to come back to your question. I also can use this IQ orange button here, and that is going to give me the option to embed a lead form. So I can say, hey, I want a condensed version. I want only required fields, yes or no. And then I can say, hey, I want this to be a contact form. I want all the fields to show okay. And it's going to enter that form in. When I log out of this page to preview that, I can see here that there's a place for someone to register then on that page itself. Albert asked, why would you not want to have your landing page? Why would you not be the default page? Albert, what I think they are asking is, why would you not want your home page to be a landing page, like a registration page? Awesome. So this is my train of thought on that. So you can make your home page a registration page. I'm going to just cut this out, and I'm going to go to the home page real quick to show you how to do that. So I'm going to say, hey, page options, meta tags. I can make my home page a registration page. Here's the thing. The goal is to keep people on your page, and people can go to Zillow to look for properties. People can go to realtor.com to search for properties. People can go to your local competitive real estate agent to search for website options. So I believe in keeping your home page available for people to look and stay on my page. Now, if I have specific information that I've curated, maybe I've got a list of the top 5 things to do to get your home ready to sell, and I go in and I edit that page, this information, and I have my top 5 list. Top 5 things to do. Then I'm creating content that is above and beyond what other sites have, and I want to get something in return for giving information. Does that make sense, Albert? Awesome. So the next question is, Moya, will it limit where the leads come from if you select one? Moya, do you mean if someone clicks on your page, what all that is doing when you edit that website contact form? This is just saying, hey, when I get the text message, email, phone call saying, hey, you have a lead, what is the category that it's saying that lead is? So it's saying, hey, it's a website contact form. So it's going to call and it's going to say, hey, Moya, you have a new website contact form lead. Click 1 to accept, click 2 to decline. And depending on what your company settings are, depends on how long you have or if you have to do that. Does that answer your question, Moya? Okay, perfect. Annette asked, can you put in links to the vendors? Absolutely, you can. So if I go in and I have a vendor, and let's say I say, hey, this is my home inspector, and I want to type in, click here. I can highlight that, and then if I use this link button, I can type the URL, I can have the text, the title. I'm going to choose target new window so that it opens it up in a new window and my page is still open. So yes, you can hyperlink text within this form, absolutely. Mildred, I'm going to come back to your question when we do landing pages for listing. Just hang tight on that. Jane said, so you have to log out to preview. Jane, the only thing you have to log out to preview is how that website contact form displays. So all of your text is live, all of your images and menus are going to be live. The only thing you're logging out to preview is what that contact form looks like. And yes, as soon as I click log out, it automatically displays as it does to the consumer. Does that answer your question, Jane? Albert, I don't know what that means. Many of the larger are. Can you explain a little bit more about that, and I can expand? Oh yeah, so that's a great question. So Jane, here I've displayed it. If I want to back out of the changes on the same page, I'm going to go just back down to my login. So Jane asked, but there's no backing out of changes. What if you mess up? Hey, I previewed it. I don't like it. I'm just going to go to the bottom of that same page, click login, and I can now edit all of this information. So if I say, hey, I want to edit this and I want to delete that contact form, I can do that. No big deal. Albert, that's a great question. Yes. So Jane said yes, but it's actually making the changes live as you make them. Yes. However, remember when we went up here and we created that page? When I clicked new page, there was a section that said add it to a menu. And I chose no, not at this time. And the reason for that is right now, the only way a consumer can get to this page is if they have this very specific URL. So the page is live on my website, but it's not linked to any of these menu items. So my consumer cannot find it until I link it to a menu or I share that page on my social media so that I have time to go in, make my edits, get it all up and running before I share it or link it to a menu. Does that answer your question better, Jane? Yep, perfect. Let's see, there was another question. Links to vendors. Oh, can you use the same landing page for all of your listings? So Mildred, we're going to talk about a couple things. One, we're going to create dynamic listing pages that show more than one listing. However, there is also, for all of your listings, websites are already being created. So you do not need to create websites for your listings. To access the listings for the websites for your listings, you're just going to go in, you're going to go to your listing gauge on your main dashboard, and then you're going to say, okay, I would like to see my showcase page. So you're already distributing and creating pages for all of your listings. Now, you could create a page, and the page we're going to create is a page with only your company listings. So you don't have to create the pages for your listings, they're already being created. And again, back to what I said about Albert about, hey, your goal is to keep people on your website. They can look up your listing on any website. So keep them on your site. I recommend not having them register to look at a specific listing or to just browse casually. Now, if you have a luxury listing page or you have a community information page, those are things that I would have them register for. Awesome. So the next question is, a lot of realtors have their own websites. Why wouldn't I want my own page independent of the IQ office? So here's the thing, Albert, a lot of agents do have their own pages, and that's something that you can absolutely do. And to do that, that means you're managing your IDX feed and your feeds and all of that that's coming through, and you're keeping it up to date. If you're using the IQ Office website that your company is providing to you, you're not having to maintain any of those feeds. That's something that your company is doing for you. They can create content for pages that you can do. It also is feeding all of your leads into one place. So instead of getting leads from your personal website, your company website, your Zillow site, your realtor.com, you can actually have all those leads feed into one place in your IQ Office, and you're not having to log in at 8 different places to have them. Yeah. Any other questions here before we go on? Great questions this morning. Cool. So I do want to just touch on a couple things. After you get your page all set and ready to go, you can attach it to a menu. The other thing you can do on a form is, let's say, hey, this is the top 5 things to do to get your home ready to sell, and you manually have typed out this list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you've made that list so people can read it. You also can insert a hyperlink to a document. So if you want to say, want to download this list, click here. To get a link to a PDF to attach to a website, all you have to do is you have to have that PDF in your files home folder in your IQ Office. So I can go to my files home folder. I can see the file here and click Be Social. This gives you a hyperlink that you can now link into your web page. So I can say, okay, I want to click here. Awesome, it's done. Okay. Click here, and it's going to open up that file in a second option. So Annette, what you would do is to upload a file to that folder. You would click upload. You would add a file. I can say, okay, I want to add in this PDF. Yep, it says files and it says home folder right here. And then I can say, okay, here's this file that I uploaded from my computer. Be Social, copy the link. And I'm going to say, okay, I want to change this link actually, and I want it to be this file. So if you want to share a file, you upload it to your home folder, and then you go Actions, Be Social, and you can copy that link. Once that link is in, here it is. It's going to automatically download that PDF. Yes. Susan, in everything that you do, the goal should be that your people stay on your page. The longer people are on your page, the more chances they are going to register for something, the better it is for your search engine optimization, and the less chance they're going to go somewhere where they are going to get bombarded by calls from 8 different real estate agents. So the goal of your website should be to provide value to your clients and your potential clients beyond what other websites have. Because the worst thing that could happen is I would go to your website, Suzanne, and say, hey, I look for properties, and then I click out to something else, and I end up clicking on Mildred's. Mildred captures the lead, and I end up working with Mildred without even knowing that I started on your website. So the goal is that they stay on your page. So after you're done editing this section, you can attach this page to a menu. To do that, in the black bar at the top of the screen, there is a section that says Menus, and you're going to edit the site menu. When you do that, you can see here on the left hand or the right hand side, there's a section that says custom pages. And when I click on that, I can go down and I will see all of the custom pages that I've built. So I can see here is my preferred vendors. I can say find or work with my team. And then I can choose to have that be a top menu item, or I can make it a sub menu item of any of these main menus. I click the green add to menu. I click save. And now I can go in and access that page. And now that page is live and consumers can find it. So again, we went to menus, we edited that site menu, we clicked on custom pages, and we found the page, named it, and added it to that menu. Any questions there? Okay, let's talk about creating listing pages. So again, oh, Suzanne, that just depends on you. Susan asks, is there any suggestion about how many menus or submenus you could have? That's really up to you and what your preference is. So we can go up here to pages. I want to point out to Annette and Lisa, do you see this global page yes? And to all of you, if it says global page yes, then that means that it's a company page that has been created for you. As an agent, you can go in and edit that. And when you do that, it says you are editing a global page. By doing this, you will no longer be updated when the company makes changes. Are you sure you want to do that? Yep, I do. I want to take the company page, I want to add my own flair to it, and then it becomes my page. Yes, if I have a seasonal page, I can either delete that page or I could detach it from a menu, and then it would no longer exist. So let's create a new page that's a dynamic page. So again, I went to pages, I click new page, and I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom where you've got some templates, listings templates, areas, agents. So I'm going to choose listing template 1 just for this. Again, we're going to get to this page and say, okay, the name of this is, let's say, Rancher Style Homes. And this is going to be 1 level living. Is registration required? Yes. You choose what type. You choose that lead source so that when people come to your page, you know what kind of lead that is. And then I'm going to click OK. I'm going to back up quick and answer Jane's question. Yes, Jane, if there's a global page, you can update it, and now it's your page. Yes, Annette. I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to detach and reattach things. So now I've got this page to do. So I'm going to edit this page. Again, I can edit the images, going into realistic stock images if I want. I can choose real estate, enter that picture in. Yes, Jane. I can edit my text. There's a section for optional YouTube, optional blog link, optional Yelp reviews. If you leave these blank, they will not show. If you choose to edit them, you would say, hey, yep, I would like to show Yelp. I want to show Active Life. I want to show hotels and travel. I want to show home information. And it will link and embed a nice little Yelp tool gauge into this site for you so that the consumer, again, is staying on your page. And then I can edit the listings. So I'm going to click on the edit screen, and now I can choose to edit these listings. The first choice is, do I want to show only my properties? So I believe it was Mildred asked, can I use the same page? If you want to make a page that is only your listings, you're going to say yes here, and it's only going to show your listings. You can also choose to only show homes listed by your company if you would like, yes or no. Then you choose the type, property type in this column, residential, multifamily, commercial, or land, and you can choose the location. So what you'll do is you'll start typing the location, and it will automatically populate in that location field. Again, narrowing it down by price min and price max. Beds, bathrooms, square feet. There's also a section on here that says basement. So we're going to say no. I click OK. I click save. And all of my listings are then updated by the MLS directly. Again, just by changing this criteria form. So it's automatically going to update. For you. Now, if you want to attach this one to a menu, I'm going to come back to your question, Brad. You're going to go again to menus. You would edit that site menu. And Annette had asked the question of, hey, what if I want to take something off of a menu? So if I said, hey, I want to actually take this work with my team off, I just click the trash can next to it. Now it's off. I can add a different page. And it's a submenu of for sale. Brad asked, is there a way to select a neighborhood with a polygon search? Brad, that is in development. And yes, it will be an option. It's a feature that's coming soon. Yep. So again, we chose pages, we did a new page, we chose a dynamic page from the bottom, and then we created it. Now, what if you want to insert a PDF here? You absolutely can. Again, you have this text box up at the top. You can edit it. You can insert text, you can insert links. Again, you can insert a registration form if you'd like. So there's a lot you can do here. A good rule of thumb is link to pages within your own site. So if you say something like, hey, rancher style living listed below, to see all today's listings, click here. And you would link through to your page that was all listings. To get there, you can actually just click on, hey, here's my new listings page. And I can copy that and paste it and then attach it as a link. So internal linking to other pages works really well for your search engine optimization. Any questions? That's a lot of information in 34 minutes. Something I do want to just quickly note. Yep, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to edit this text. In a separate tab, I'm going to have my main page up. I'm going to say, hey, we're going to search for properties. Here's the web address for all properties. I'm going to enter in here. I'm going to say below our single level living. To search the entire MLS, click here. Then I'm going to highlight the click here, click the link, paste that URL, have it open in a new window. Now when they click there, it's going to open up that full search. So I'm just linking the text within the box to another page on my site, because now they're still on my site. They're looking for information. I'm providing information, but they're staying on my site, which is increasing my search engine optimization. It's increasing the chances that they're going to register for something and that they're going to choose me as their realtor. Other questions? If you have other questions, or if you don't have other questions, just type yes or no in that chat box, or Y or N, so I know I can wait or I should go on. I want to show you one other thing. Awesome. So the last thing I want to talk about is, what if you don't want to link this page to a menu? I don't want it to link to a menu. I just want to save it so I can share it on social media or something like that. Up in the right-hand side of your browser URL, I'm going to scroll and make this as big as I can real quick. So right up here, you see where it says, hey, it's showing here, there is a star. And if you click bookmark this page, you can name that bookmark and then you can save it. So I can say, okay, I want to choose another folder, or I have in my bookmark bar a lead landing pages. Then I can click done. And now I can go in and look at all my lead landing pages if I need to, and open that up. Lead landing pages, One Level Living. There it is. So again, I can access my bookmarks. I save it as a bookmark. Then I know where to share it from, but it's not live as a menu item. So Rebecca, there's not at this time, but there is. Rebecca asked, if you share it on Facebook, is there an option to sign in using Facebook information? Not at this time, but I don't know how the full integration with Back At You Media is going to work, and so I don't know if that will be a feature that is added. Yeah, other questions? What it's going to do is Rebecca, it's going to take that person from Facebook to your website and ask them to register. So this is the challenge for all of you, because that's a ton of information in 38 minutes. I want you to choose one, maybe two things that you're going to do. Create a new page, and you're going to make it a registration page, and you're either going to attach a PDF, if that's the level that you're at, because I don't know all of you, but really personally, I don't know what your technology skill set is. So you can either upload a PDF, attach it so that people can download it, or you're going to save it as a bookmark. So what I really would like to do is have y'all share, what kind of registration page are you thinking you're going to make to help your business and your website? Is it going to be a certain kind of listing, or a community page, or a vendor page, or a top 5 list? What are the pages that you're going to be making to enhance your website? If you can share those in the chat box, that would be awesome. Vanessa, people love top 5s. Very cool. So vendor pages, top 5, neighborhood pages, specific property type pages. Awesome. Set yourself a deadline as you look at your calendar right now, and think about when this week you're going to work on that. Are you going to work on it today? Are you going to work on it Thursday? Is it something you're going to do at your open house over the weekend? What's the day that you're going to work on this? That's a great idea, Moya. Awesome. If there are no other questions, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to end the webinar so that you all can get your digital copy of it here sooner than later. But I do want to make sure that I'm leaving enough time that if you have questions, I can answer them. If not, I hope you all have a fabulous day. Jane, it's going to come right to your email inbox, or it's also on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. If you all don't know about our Facebook page, we do have a Facebook group we would love to have you join. It's called Realistic Users. I will share that link in the chat box right now. If you click on that link, it will open in a separate tab. We also have a YouTube page. This is a great place. We post all of our webinars and all of our information here. You're welcome, Rebecca. It's called Realistic Support. Let me find it. So here is that YouTube channel. And yes, Suzanne, I can add doing a Facebook business page to the rotation, sure. You're going to get a brief survey as well at the